Welcome to Sad Boyz, a podcast about feelings and other things also.
Ooh.
I'm your teacher.
Oh, wow. Mine or the audience?
I'm your teacher.
What are we learning?
I'm going to teach you how to read.
Oh, that would help so much, actually, come to think of it.
I'm Jarvis.
I'm Jordan. Why does Ariel know Sebastian? What is their relationship?
We were listening. We never even listened to it once. We were talking about and singing along the song Under the Sea. Mm-hmm. And then we started talking about Two Princes by the Spin Doctors.
And then we started singing Under the Sea to the...
Yeah, to we were like, Ariel, come under the sea now.
Why do I know you?
Why do I know you? I have a confusing accent.
I need to maybe stop.
I actually can answer your question.
Oh my God.
He's Ariel's father. The king.
No, he's not. He's a lobster, I reckon.
No, I'm saying Sebastian is Ariel's father's like assistant guy. I don't know what that's called in like
his concierge.
Royal. Yeah. And so he's supposed to watch over Ariel for her father.
Hey, Sebastian, fuck off.
Yeah, legit.
It's kind of funny how she's named Ariel, but she's like in the water.
You ever think about that?
Yeah, I have actually.
You ever think about that?
She should be called water. It's real.
There's a WNBA player called Ariel Powers. Tell me that's not the coolest name ever.
That's me, actually.
That's like Max Powers. That's like
Austin.
Well, there's Grady Dick. That's an NBA player.
Yeah, and it's gross. Come on, man. He's gross.
There's Dick Butkus.
That's true.
That's a football player.
That's one of those like. Maybe just go back to Richard for this one. And go by BK or something. just trim it down. I did know a kid called, I was going to say this might dox him, but good luck. His name was William Williams, and he had two Williams as his middle names.
There was a kid in my high school named Willie Williamson.
That's tough.
And then another kid in my high school named Charlie Brown.
That's a weird one. Can you think there's like, I mean, if I had a kid,
and two girls in my high school named So Unique.
Okay, well, that's sick.
Yeah, 3 people at my school named Jarvis, but that was in elementary school.
That's where all of them
2
are.
In high school. Yeah.
That's where you're all. That's all you've met ever.
No, I think I've met maybe 4-ish Jarvises in my time, first name wise.
I don't even think I've met a lot of Jordans.
There's a lot more Jarvis surnames than first names. I think.
Oh yeah, that would add up. It feels like a British name. Never met one.
People tell me it's a British name, and I'm like, well, okay.
Was that Iron Man? Is that Iron Man just doing that? You know what I mean?
Right, they're like, it's a butler name.
It is a butler name. And yet, I think I have the energy of a pompous servant, like Sebastian.
Yeah.
Seriously, stop telling me what to do, Sebastian. I own you, brother. I'll put you in a pot, mate.
Okay, so speaking of the NBA, I had something I wanted to show you. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the new administration.
Unfortunately.
We've elected ourselves president of the podcast for another 4 more years.
Yeah, then passing it off because we can only do 2 terms is the issue.
Right. Well, no, but the thing is at the end of our second term, we're actually going to change the rules and then we have podcasts forever.
I'm going to pardon myself from leaving.
I'm so disappointed already that I'm ready to impeach both of you and elect Jacob.
I do understand that, but counterpoint, I controlled the law. And also the police.
Counterpoint, I was...
The podcast police.
I'm, I believe, district attorney of... Shut up, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
So it's, tread lightly because of the job that I know.
I'm not scared of you.
I'm district attorney of having every gun.
You wouldn't impeach a car.
I would.
Well, you wouldn't impound a person?
You wouldn't impound it. There we go. That's what I'm saying.
You put one of those clamps on me. Keep me from turning.
You wouldn't take a dog to the pound.
This is a question for listeners. Do they think I could put Jordan in a headlock?
I think you could.
What the fuck? Like I'm sitting down? Or?
No, we're grappling.
Do I know you're about to try?
Maybe I jump out of a tree.
Ooh, I'm not near a lot of trees.
I like the idea. What if you had like a big padlock and you just like locked it around him?
That would be fun.
And he's like, now I can't move my head.
I think so. I think the confusion would probably give you enough time to cut off because it's like not the lack of oxygen. It's like the the blood flow, and then you just pass out instantly.
That's Anastasia, our off-screen friend, who threatens us sometimes.
Sometimes I do wonder what it's like to have a first episode of Sad Boyz, and then it's like the 2 of us sitting here, and then we go like,
talking to
do you know any babies?
Yeah, dude, like, and you're like, wait, what are you talking about? So I wanted to kick us off with something fun I saw today, because I'm looking for cool things in the news that make me smile.
Anything desperately.
Yeah, and well, the first thing that made me smile was all the billions I made in Trump coin.
Congrats, dude.
It's
Seriously.
a little thing I created.
I leaned too much into Melania meme, and that didn't really work.
It's
for
funny
me.
that when Melania coin came out, all the Trump coin price went down because everybody was like, I only have so much of my life savings to invest in one of these.
Where do I go? I mean, I love them all.
Yeah, it's so tough.
That's a tricky. I don't.
I feel bad for CoffeeZilla. He's having a hard time. He's like, another crypto
Overworked, man.
scam. God, he's like not allowed to sleep. He's like, every time he sets his head to a pillow, he gets a push notification that there's a new, like, it's like
a Jill Biden.
He's like, what even is Hawk to a girl? He's like, there's already another scam. I just want to sleep, man.
The Rizzler bucks. So this can't be right.
Oh, please, no.
Matter of time.
Keep him. I know, but keep him away.
Take him, clog.
You saw something AJ, nice. Keep the Rizzler away.
It's pretty good.
So I sent Jacob this morning a clip of you've seen Uncut Gems.
Oh yeah.
So
we saw it together, I think.
Oh yeah.
We were too close to the screen. I remember that
too
specifically.
Close to the screen. But for other people, this is Kevin Garnett, who is a NBA Hall of Famer. Very intense dude. He has a podcast now with Paul Pierce, who he was on the Celtics with. This is a player, Keon Dooling, who played with Kevin Garnett,
that's a cool name.
Who says something about Kevin Garnett's pregame ritual, which, you know, he's an NBA champion. Anything is possible. Very intense dude. He's got to have a very intense schedule.
He's kind of superstitious, right? Like that's kind of the origin of his
I think, or something along the lines of just like having the regiment, having the, you know, the same thing every day makes him better at what he wants to do, which is play at an elite level.
That is Hassan getting the same Uber Eats every day. That's
yeah, exactly,
his same
exactly.
mindset.
So we can stream it at an elite level.
KG, I wish I would have got to play with him earlier because like he unlocked something in you like nobody else, man. He was a sensei, you know what I mean? As far as giving himself to the game, he did the same thing, the same way, the same time, every game, every practice. And he would get himself ready to play like no other. He's a perfectionist. From the way he watched Family Guy before the game, before the way, you know, he go.
KG, you watch Family Guy before every game.
Yes,
Keon
sir.
Dooling said so. And who's your favorite character?
Peter, you know Peter. Peter and Stewie. And then, unapologetically Quagmire, but yeah, that's a whole nother story. Every day that I would get to the arena, it all revolved around Family Guy being there at 6 o'clock, having my peanut butter and jellies, and then getting my so, yeah. It was a real part of me how I calmed down and how I got ready for games. Shout out to Family Guy.
I didn't start watching Family Guy until him. I grew up on like The Simpsons.
You look more Bart Simpson than Peter.
That's weird. Here's the thing. Nothing wrong with Family Guy. Show I've enjoyed plenty in the past. Still some more recent episode. Not quite there. But I don't think I want to tell anyone what my routine is, even if it were not about Family Guy. And if it were about Family Guy, I'd probably be like, oh, it's push-ups.
Yeah.
Something else, something cool. What do you
I
like?
do love just the way that he was like, who's your favorite character? Peter, you know Peter.
Or Stewie.
Or Stewie. Or
Unapologetically
Quagmire. I don't like that, KG.
That sounds like you're apologizing a little bit.
He's like, I'll say it. I think Quagmire's funny. Giggity.
Kind of weird. I don't want to. Peter? Kind of a weird choice, right?
What do you mean?
He's funny. Oh,
Sure.
hey man, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have talked shit.
What if Peter's your favorite character?
Hey man,
Again, I can't really do Peter beyond a few phrases, so I'm
you
trying
think you'll
my best
ever
over
kill
here.
that chicken? Oh, I remember that.
Remember when he did that for a long time?
I did spend that whole clip going like, do an impression.
It insists upon itself.
I would have been so happy if he did a Stewie voice or something. I'd be like, yes.
People in Boston must be so excited that their
Right?
man KG loves
Oh.
families.
Is Seth from
Seth
Boston?
is from,
Or I know he went to school in Rhode Island, but he's
I'm
from
pretty
around
sure
there.
he's from Boston or New England at
I
least.
went to school in New Orleans. I like New England. Right? He's like, that's his whole shit. All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't think I would I know it. He gets $1 trillion from it, but he's got, like, Seth MacDonald has more money than he'll ever be able to spend or need or pass on, right? he's like old money Kennedy level.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have the stamina to keep doing the show. I think I would like going in and voicing things as opposed to like I'd eat boats.
But he like see, I think I would just keep doing the show because the thing is, especially once you get that rich, I think you get bored. You know, if you look at all these other rich guys who are in the news, they're fucking bored as shit, and that's why they're weird as hell. Posting. You know, yeah, they're like arguing with people on Twitter because they don't buy their own groceries, so they're bored. Like they have nothing to do in a day.
I was trying to find a clip of something I can't find, so I won't. I think show anyone anything.
The first thing.
Can I say something about Family Guy real quick? And I said this to Jarvis the other day when we were hanging out.
You were saying that was lucky there's a man who positively can do.
Yeah. It seems today that all you see is
you can do a little Lois.
I got a little.
You got a little Lois in you.
I don't practice.
Do you have an unapologetic Quagmire?
No.
You said giggity.
Giggity.
Yeah,
I feel like it's just loud. It's just loud.
If you were offered like, I don't know, for whatever reason, like it just ends up with like, hey, Kevin Smith has another sitcom called like Kevin James, the Mart Man.
Are we talking about Kevin Smith or Kevin James? Paul Blart? Because I imagine Kevin Smith as like I'm imagining Kevin Smith, but he's wearing a larger and larger hockey jersey,
a comedically huge hockey jersey with little nude feet poking out of the bottom.
He looks like the Rizzler in like a adult size.
But Kevin James has like a new sitcom and it's called I've Got Too Many Daughters or whatever. One of those. Where are the boys at? And you are the neighbor that pokes their eyes over the fence or whatever, right? You're his fun roommate, but you're like. You're always having parties, you know? He's getting divorced and it's all about like becoming young again. I don't know. You get that offer, you have to shoot for like, it's like 8 months out of the year, travel on and off, but it knocks out like 2 seasons, 20 episodes, right?
Okay.
Millionaire.
Yeah. Yeah. You're making a bunch of money.
That is, but you are contracted to 7 years of this show.
I mean,
the answer is obviously yes.
Yeah.
But that physically feels insane to me.
I don't think
stamina-wise.
I think that's because you think about it after it's all said and done. Whereas like when someone gets into one of those things, they're like, I'm going to do this for a few months. And then it's like, oh, we got renewed. Okay, well, this was fun. And now it's a little more familiar, a little bit more community. I like my coworkers, hopefully. And then it kind of, let's keep this thing going. I mean, this is like pretty good.
Oh, 3 seasons, huh?
3 seasons. Okay. All right.
Okay. Ooh, 19.
19. Wow. Yesterday, I was on a date and.
Hell yeah, brother.
I was eavesdropping because what else am I going to do?
Group of it.
But this was before I was like waiting. They were a little bit later.
That is a weird moment. The process of like, it's almost like a pre-stage warm up.
Yeah. Cause I was like, sitting around, I don't want to be too on my phone in case like they walk in and I just like I'm scrolling.
Not a tricky look.
Yeah, but then I'm also like just like I didn't want to order because I didn't want to like have a drink and then make them feel like I've been waiting for so long that I had to buy something.
Sure, yeah. An empty pint glass next to you.
Right. And so I just lightly had my phone open, but in reality I was listening to the guy next to me who was a member of the Blue Man Group. And
you could tell because he was blue.
I could tell because he was in full. He blew himself.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He was in the Blue Man Group. I'll tell you his whole story. He was in the Blue Man Group for 4 years full time, but then he moved to New York, and then he kept doing the Blue Men. They kept asking him to do like shows here and there. So then 19 years later, he's still blue.
You guys,
Abu Dhabi.
That one's tough.
No, but that's what I mean. I mean, like it's just. And it's
he was
funny.
A cool guy? Or?
He was cool until he said Rihanna wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
How the fuck did that
upset me. That upset me. How did it come up? Well, he just kept talking about himself.
I remember when I stood under an umbrella.
No, literally, he was like, well, no, I was actually on Ellen. By the way, never heard his date say a thing.
I was gonna say he asked his date questions about themselves and stuff, right?
Not to my ear.
I mean, to be fair, he doesn't get to speak as a blue man, so maybe he's getting it all out. You know?
How rude is it that I was eavesdropping? He was loud.
I think public setting in general, you can't help but overhear.
You
What are you
can't
supposed to hum?
I was in a bar with loud music. They were playing Roll to Me by Delamitri, a song I just learned that I knew, but I saw the name of it and I didn't think it was a song I'd ever heard. And I was I was like, whatever, I guess I'm just eavesdropping now because I have no choice. It was like all the frequencies of the cacophony of sound around me, wavelengths were canceling out. So all I could hear was this man's voice.
I think it's not your problem, right?
And so then, but then I'm telling people his business on Sad Boyz.
It's fine.
But I mean, at the
I
end
bet
of the
he
day,
would love that.
There's like, 4,000 blue men, so it's fine.
Just find the one that's on a date, I guess.
Or the one that was on Ellen with Rihanna.
Yeah, good point.
That's true. Not the sharpest tool in the shed. They edit the show a lot. We were in the back and wow, she couldn't string a sentence together. I was like, whoa.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
Man.
There's plenty of unedited Rihanna interviews out there. There's no Hollywood isn't keeping a secret that Rihanna can't say a sentence.
I do think there's look, we riff on people. We make fun of people here and there. It's nice to gossip even outside of the microphone is always fun to do. I like a little tea, right? But there is something I think very off-putting, at least yellow flaggy to me, about when someone is on a date.
Blue flag.
It's kind of a blue flag. When that's a light warning. Silently though, you can't say anything and you are bold.
You have to hit a drum.
That's
the alarm.
I don't know about this guy. He's playing a drum. I think there's a little something off-putting to me about people that actually not just on a date, but just like early social experiences with people defaulting to kind of being a little mean about someone.
It felt very mean Hollywood, but then again, I was like, the mean person here is Ellen. Why are we?
Yeah, focus on that.
Ellen's famously mean. Why did Rihanna get caught up in this? The thing that was most fascinating to me is how you refer to Leno or Letterman as these that's just the institution. He kept being yeah, and that's what brought me back to Blue Man. Just calling it Blue Man, just casually.
When I was blue, playing my blue time.
Yeah, it's The Boss or something.
Yeah.
Springsteen.
That is an elegant LA move. That's actually the best over here is someone starting with that and then sneaking in the last name because they aren't actually confident enough the buzz.
Oh, right. That's
I was hanging out with Bruce
Tom.
Springsteen, MacDonald. I was catching up with Ben Shapiro. And
real quick, today's episode is sponsored by Squarespace.
Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform that allows creators and entrepreneurs to thrive and succeed online.
We know our Sad Boyz listeners, and you're a bunch of hustlers. You're a bunch of grustlers. You're a bunch of grinders. And 2025 is going to be the year that you take your business to the next level, and you can do just that with Squarespace.
Squarespace is so simple and straightforward that even we managed to use it because we host the Sad Boyz website with Squarespace, and one of us is a dummy, and the other one's a really smart guy.
And we'll never tell you which.
And I'm the smart one.
Speaking of things that are smarter than the both of us, Squarespace has new design intelligence tools that make it easy to maintain that website. Whether you're creating a simple site or setting up a shop to sell your product or service, Squarespace has the tools and templates to make it a breeze. And when you do open that Squarespace shop, you can offer your customers any payment method under the sun with Squarespace's integrated payments platform.
You can upload your content and customize it all to your heart's content, whatever it is that your heart desires, with the powerful Fluid Engine Editor.
And if you need a place to start, they've got tons of amazing professional templates that are easy to edit with simple drag and drops. No coding required. I know how to code, and I don't use it for Squarespace because it's so simple.
And I don't know how to code because I'm like the jock. So start building your dream site today and get a free trial by going to squarespace.com/sadboyz.
And when you're ready to launch your site, use code SADBOYZ for 10% off your first purchase.
Do you remember when we went to Did we do it when we were together? It might have been before we really knew each other. We went to like an indie magic show in Vegas. We went to the second one together.
Oh, the one.
second.
Okay, so the one that I remember was the one where the guy kept making jokes about like immigrants.
Oh yeah, I won't say his name, but I will say the thing we kept mixing it up with which was the name Rick Magic, which would be a great magician name, but is not real.
I'll say his name. Wasn't it like something Hammer?
Mike Hammer.
Oh yeah,
Rick Magic.
I mean, I just remember
Cool guy, yeah.
him making jokes about brown people or something. He was like, he did some like, "Where are you really from?" type thing with the audience. He's doing the fucking face.
He's mewing.
Yeah. He kind of looks like
Comedy magic with an A.
he kind of looks like Nick Lachey and Stabler from
Hell yeah,
X-Files.
Oh, the dream. But yeah, his thing was he would point to the audience and yeah, so I think I know where you're from or something like that. And then he pointed to another guy and he went like, "My name's Sam." And he went like, "Okay." I specifically remember him just going, "All right." I mean, I'll just ask how you're doing because I am curious. How you doing? What's up?
I'm okay, I think. Currently in this moment, I'm
holding space.
I'm holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity mainly, but I don't know. I feel like slightly off, but like from I drank like 1 ounce too much coffee, and that's tipped me into a weird physiological place where it's like I need something, but I don't know exactly what to quell the feeling.
Yes,
I'm just like powering through.
I need a Tums for whatever this is.
Yeah,
and it isn't Tums.
Yeah, it's not Tums.
That's a
and
weird.
It's not gummy candy, and it's not.
We
the coffee
tried the
cake.
Bussy candy. Yes.
Yeah, the Haribo Fruity Bussy. Don't
clarify.
don't get it twisted.
We are not sponsored by Haribo Fruity Bussy. That ambiguous.
It's not Haribo at all. It's very good.
Don't worry about it.
It's a German company. I don't know.
Some shit. Who cares? But I mean, that conditional anxiety where like you don't know how to treat the condition is because generalized anxiety. The hard part of it is learning that you can't, like accepting that it's not something, stopping yourself from like grabbing onto something. Right. And every now and then it just is something. It just is a real thing. And you're like, well, I wish that I felt better about this. How do I do that thing? And then you have to pivot to like, no, wait, this is something.
Also, it's 2025.
Why? What happened?
It's a fucking new year. So that means I got to come up with a new me.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And
What's
the accent
about?
you were trying out was not okay.
And I'm glad we cut the 45 minutes we did before this where I was entirely in character. This is the new me.
It was fun. It's just you kind of get in trouble for doing that voice now. I feel
right.
Like,
I'm Klingon.
Yeah, like yikes, pal.
Yeah, whoa.
So I'm talking about Ponfar. Thanks.
Yeah.
Like that little Star Trek, you fuck your Anastasia's down. No.
Yeah, I don't actually do that shit because I'm like a jock. I was talking about the NBA and the NFL. I've been watching football. So I played fantasy football this year and I was so bad at it that I stopped looking at it. And I don't think it was my fault. I think like my team, I think objectively was good, but there were so many injuries and so many like various like things that were out of my control that happened that I lost early in the season a bunch. It got discouraged and then just closed the app or uninstalled it and never looked at it again. Because I was like, I hate this.
I want a nice fantasy. I don't want a bad, sad fantasy.
Because like Ludwig was technically was like in the fantasy group, but wasn't actively playing. And so he missed the draft and a bot drafted for him. And then he like won 6 weeks in a row. Oh, yeah, and so he was not like literally just like the bot that made weird picks just happened to like win a bunch. And he like made it to the playoffs. And I was like, fuck this.
I used a bot to pick my team.
If Lamar Jackson wins MVP, which is still possible, then I would have had like the MVP QB on my team and I still didn't get shit done. Anyway, so I've been watching football because the divisional rounds for the playoffs were happening and I just turned them on the other day and I got like, I haven't watched the NFL in so long, but this year I was trying to like figure out what was going on.
It literally is like learning the characters after skipping a couple of seasons of a show.
It's like a time skip happened.
Like,
and you're like, oh my God, they'll like reference somebody I've heard the name of or remember.
Usopp's jacked. What?
Yeah, right. And like obviously Tom Brady's now retired, but he was commentating, and I was like, damn, I remember him signing this big deal with Fox Sports or something. And I was like, oh shit, like Tom Brady's on commentary now. That's crazy, because he was like playing for like all of my life, basically. They'll like suddenly reference like the old guard of people. There's some people who are still in the league that I remember, but they're all on like different teams. It's very weird. I'm like, Russell Wilson is playing for the Steelers?
He's got a new scar over his eye.
But
and a hook hand?
Right. No, exactly. That's kind of what it is. And but I was watching right. So the Washington Redskins, they finally got that team to change their name after a million bajillion years. And for like one season, they were like the Washington football team. Hilarious.
That's right. I remember that.
Hilarious. Like,
I've got ideas, man. I can give you a bunch.
So now they're the Washington Commanders. And
whoa, that's cool.
And the Washington Elder Dragon Highlanders. And
the Washington Clan with a K. Oh no,
their quarterback is this guy Jaden Daniels, who is a rookie, and he's like basically people are saying he's the best rookie kind of ever, because he's like winning all these playoff games. And normally when a rookie does really well in like the postseason, he's like carried by the team, but it's like he's kind of carrying his team. And they just won the divisional round, so they're going to like the championship in whichever division it is, NFC, AFC. I, again, don't really follow the NFL like that, so I don't remember. But I'm now kind of locked into like there's games this weekend, and then those will decide the Super Bowl, and the Super Bowl's next weekend. And I'm going to try to watch it because I'm like, I want to see the storylines. There's a few different storylines going. Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift's boyfriend are going for the three-peat. No team has ever three-peated a Super Bowl, so that would be it's true. In fact, that's been my thing. I like started watching football video essays, like sports video essays about every other team that almost three-peated and like what happened to them. So there's like history on the line.
I don't think a lot of people understand the true flow state, the true Zen state of something that you're either getting into or casually into. That's playing. You're screen maxing.
Oh yeah,
you've got Bellatra open on your phone. You're rocking RuneScape.
Right. I'm gonna be balancing the two, and also there's a new Magic set coming out, Aether Drift, in February.
You have just the football on, no sound. You have an Aether Drift pre-pro whatever.
Right, I'm like a
video essay.
Yeah, I'm theory crafting,
dude.
I was playing RuneScape leagues while like listening to. I watched every sports documentary on Netflix, pretty much. I'm gonna go through and see if I can find football ones that might be interesting to me now. Because I'm actually could be interested in it.
But there's like a lot of people. I had somebody recently ask me like how they get very anxious when they're bored, and that I'm not like a big sign off on extrovert introvert terminology. I think it's kind of some Myers-Briggs bullshit.
But what about ambivert?
Whoa, like a human being, like everyone in the world. I don't like ascribe to that kind of thing, but I think there is a distinction between like needs roommates. Like I do know people that are like, I just can't live alone. That like gives me anxiety. And they asked me like, how do I spend a lot of time alone, electively, sometimes a little too much, but electively. And it is like, they asked me like, oh, how do you do that? And I'm like, well, what do? I do the same thing that I've done for 20 years. Which is play some piece of media while playing a video game.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to give that to someone else. They're like, oh, I'm not really into anything. I'm like,
you got to
I've got
try
one
stuff.
thing. I have the one thing I do, and I cannot, I think some people that like think they also like being alone don't really get what we're saying. We're not talking about like getting in a comfy bed with a warm pillow. We're talking about 15 hours.
Yeah.
We're talking about every couple of days, a truly heinously lonely day.
It's weird because I do that and I feel great until I don't, and then I'm suddenly very lonely. And I'm like, oh no, I forgot
did
to
this?
I forgot to engage in social interaction with friends. Where are they?
It is like investing a little bit where you're like, oh, I don't initially want to do this, but like, or like going on a walk, like putting on your shoes, like I hate putting on my shoes, and then you're outside and you're like, oh, I feel a little better from walking around.
Right. Absolutely that.
It's very
Every single
rare.
time it's like, I don't want to do that. This
Spend
is
time with
nice,
the people I
hope.
love. I could be doing nothing.
Yeah, I did that recently.
Jarvis, you're pop this guy back on.
Your mic's bald.
You don't like it. I kind of have him tipping his cap, kind of
looks
like one of
cool.
the urban youths.
You've heard about
Kind of
these
with
youths?
the understated swagger of a black teen.
Black teen,
Or
that's
whatever.
right.
Yeah, what was it? The
Exaggerated swagger.
The
of a black
exaggerated
teen.
swagger of a black teen. This is like a IGN, right?
It's
like
a-
an IGN review.
It's an IGN review written by a black guy, read by a white guy.
Yeah.
And so it is literally, it sounds like a Vice documentary about the youth. Like, with the exaggerated swagger of a Negro. You're like, "Look,
that's so
edit."
funny.
Also, he's talking about Spider-Man jumping off a roof. Yeah. You know what those black teens are like when they jump off a roof?
Yeah, when they're Spider-Man. Okay.
Of course.
They're Miles Morales.
This episode is sponsored in part by Nutrafol. From stress and nutrition to hormones and lifestyle, there are so many internal factors that impact the quality of your hair, what you see, how confident you feel about it.
With Nutrafol's science-backed whole-body approach, nourish growth from within and reach your best hair yet.
Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement brand used by over 1 million people. And you can see thicker, stronger, faster-growing hair with less shedding in only 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol.
Thinning hair is different for everyone, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth just doesn't cut it. Thankfully, Nutrafol has multiple formulas so you can find just what you need. While many supplements rely solely on ingredient studies, Nutrafol clinically tests final formulations to ensure their efficacy. In recent clinical trials, 72% of men trying Nutrafol Men hair growth supplement for 6 months reported more scalp coverage, whereas 86% of women who used the Nutrafol Women hair growth supplement recorded faster hair growth over that 6-month period.
Building a hair growth routine is simple. You purchase online, no prescription required, and then the automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track.
Start your hair growth journey with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you head on over to Nutrafol.com and use promo code SADBOYZ.
Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Go ahead and spell it.
That's Nutrafol, Nutrafol.com.
Promo code SADBOYZ.
Thanks to Nutrafol for sponsoring this episode. Okay, so what's in the news? Well,
Yeah, what's the deal with...
there's
You guys heard about this?
There's a new man in town who's an old man who's back in town.
Impossibly old and impossibly back in town.
Yeah, it's kind of weird, right? Like, okay, so it's weird because I'm just minding my own business in RuneScape, and people are just like, I'm mining a shooting star. I'm AFKing. I'm like doing something else on another screen.
On flow state.
I look in my chat and somebody's like, "Make America great again, deport the illegals," and I'm like, bro,
what are you doing?
we
here?
are playing the medieval clicking game right now.
Get out. He
What
is not going to
happening?
help you.
That's what I don't get. It's like the excited enthusiasm for like, we're gonna uproot people from their life, like their families. Woo.
What do you...
It's like, do you genuinely, like, are you genuinely happy, or is this like a team sports, like, this is my, like, parade for my team winning the Super Bowl?
I think that truly is why it's an impossible dialogue to have
'cause,
with
by
people
the
like
way-
that, because they don't know we aren't doing that.
Well, doing that about any politician,
It's depressing to live like that.
Yeah.
To live through it. You know, honestly, it's like being one of those people that watches CW shows and then harasses the actor because of what their character did.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you just don't get what's going on. You think this is real.
I remember like when I was like a young teenager when like Obama was elected, and I was like,
You had the exaggerated swagger of him.
well, yeah, I had the exaggerated swagger of a black teen, which I was. And I actually was the only black teen without the exaggerated
no
swagger of a black
swagger
teen.
or
Yeah.
anything. I had the
I didn't get that DLC, actually.
I had the exaggerated teeth of a black teen.
It was like an OTA update that I did not receive.
Everyone's doing backflips off a building.
Yeah, and I was like, can't be me.
I can't
No,
flip.
because like I remember like the excitement about Obama, and everybody's like wearing shirts and stuff, and I was like, That's what's up.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's pretty cool.
That's me.
Yeah. And I was like, it's like when I was again a teenager, I'm like, it was before like the drone strikes and stuff. And I was like,
What happened?
oh yeah. Oof.
Oh.
I was like, oh, okay, these speeches are inspiring. That's cool.
That's cool. This guy's fun.
Right. But that was
Which
like
is
kind of
enough.
that was kind of like, okay, now I'm gonna go back to probably playing RuneScape or whatever the fuck I was doing. And I just can't like now I do feel like more of a engaged citizen and like local politics and things like that. But I still think that, these are public servants, right? Like it's not the other way around.
It's not. They're supposed to stand the populace. They're supposed to
Right,
stand
they're
the
supposed to
community.
stand the populace. They're supposed to work for you. And let's work on that.
It's funny. We were talking about it day before yesterday, I think, because we have our little mini meeting, and we go like, "What are we chatting about on the show? Let's see if there's anything like that's striking us." And I remember we were talking about it, and like, as a topic, as a genre, there is something so off-putting about us being like, I mean, do we just even fucking touch on the politics element? Is it like so exhausting? And now talking about it, I am back in because it is like I'm escaping like my actual political alignment. It's more like anthropology.
Right.
Where I'm just like, what is, when that guy goes into that chat,
Right.
what is the thing he
It's a
walks
thing I
away
just can't.
with?
It's a thing that I've never tapped into, and I can't. Is it like an intense form of nationalism or
Are
patriotism?
you
Is it like?
screenshotting it and posting on Reddit?
Is it when your team wins the World Cup and you're like, my country has done such an amazing achievement?
But I don't think Messi's going to Venmo me.
Like
I'm like not
when-
expecting anything from
when
me.
Tom MacDonald makes a music video with Roseanne Barr called "Daddy's Home," what are we doing? He's Canadian, by the way. Again, that needs
First
to be
of all,
said.
He's Canadian. Yeah, he is a aspiring immigrant, a thing they don't like. or
I don't
something?
know. I just don't know any of it. I don't understand any
Oh wait,
of
no,
it.
sorry. I said the word immigrant. Immigrant means you don't make six figures. That's the rule. You make below a certain amount of money, and you're really anything but not beige. Beige plus darkness wise. That's when you're an immigrant, and then you're an expat if you're white. Those are the rules.
What can we watch this Tom MacDonald thing?
Because Jacob has been rapping it all day.
Jacob, yeah, he's saying all the words.
When Roseanne Barr just got fired from Roseanne
I've been saying
immediately.
all the words. Tom MacDonald is like a super. Isn't he like really clean? Or no,
He
like doesn't say certain words.
he's edgy, but he's like he's PG-13.
Like it's for me, it's weird to have a song called like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
This is serious.
the,
What is that?
There's also one called Goodbye Joe. Who cares, bro?
Bro, there's nothing more exhausting than seeing like someone just being weird online and you're like, hey man, why are you repping for this guy that doesn't care about you? And they're like, what? And you like Joe Biden? No, not especially. I think he's kind of
That's
a piece
the
of
crazy
shit.
thing. It's like, no, that's the thing. It's like I think that people think of this as like a binary like team sports thing where
Their
it's like
brains
my
are
team
broken, but
won.
yeah.
And I'm like, no, there's a secret third option, which is like you criticize power.
I think my team is the community around me that I care about. Oh, wait, I guess you don't have that. So that would make sense. If you're busy, if you're a 4chan posting, if you're Kiwi Farms core, then yeah, I guess you don't have people to care about. Sorry, pal.
It is an artificial way to feel connected with other people when in reality,
Enforced by the people in power, it is beneficial to them.
oh, for sure.
Like
But
you.
you don't have like true connection when same thing with team sports. I mean, it's the exact same thing where it's like, you know, you see a guy wearing a Patriots hat and you go, hey, go Pats. It's like, yeah, go Pats.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't know each other.
Right.
And you
that-
have
there's
nothing in common, maybe.
And
There's
it's
a
like-
fun, when it doesn't involve like legislating people's lives,
Right.
Like a way that I'm like on board with it. You know, it's like I've had, you know, I've hit a to hell with Georgia to somebody wearing like a Georgia Tech
Right.
hoodie or what's the good word is like a thing, Georgia Tech thing. But
To hell with Georgia?
yeah, because Georgia Tech have an in-state rivalry. And so there's like a thing called like, what's the good word? To hell with Georgia.
But when like people's lives are at stake.
But this also just feels like pick me boyfriend content.
Yes.
You
that's
know, where it's
exactly-
like,
sad.
I'm actually the perfect, like POV, you have a boyfriend who loves you content. Except for it's Goodbye Joe. Wait, so Tom MacDonald and Roseanne Barr.
For those not familiar, maybe being indicted into or introduced into the grim universe of Tom MacDonald and the expanded universe, think of any of the annoying libertarian commentary people that should be derided and hated, your Matt Walshes, your Ben Shapiros, all of the manlets, and then apply that to an aspiring pro wrestler who immediately failed, approximately the height of about 1'5", that is Canadian but committed to the American mission, not because he is a failed wrestler, then failed rapper who then pivoted his content because he had a video that was successful.
Does
about
he
how he's a
also
white
say
boy.
like both sides are bad? I'm just in search of the truth, but then all of his content is like externally pro-Trump.
It is cowardly. Like that's all I see. Is not like, wow, he's really saying it to get back at people. No, it's because he's going to do it in this one for sure, where he says, yeah, I'm upsetting people because of the things that I say. What were the things, Tom? The stuff that I do and say. You know, the opinions I have, don't ask about them. They are concrete. Definitely not based on what people will give me money for.
Okay, so I'm curious. Yeah, Roseanne Barr, comedian who I guess is excited that Daddy's home. Is Daddy Trump? Please tell me it's not.
Also,
me.
Please tell me that's not what they're doing.
That's gotta be.
To give some background for people who maybe aren't that familiar with Roseanne Barr, because honestly, she hasn't been relevant for a really long time, is that in the early 90s, she had a very successful TV show. She was a comedian, and then she had a very successful sitcom
called Roseanne
that was about being a working class family that was like not having
Middle America working class family with John Barrow. No, why am I forgetting his name?
Goodman,
not
John
Barrowman. Okay.
And it was
a few good man.
It was very relatable and funny, you know. And then
pretty informative to like 90s sitcom culture. It was like a big deal. It was like the reverse of Frasier.
It was, yes, and it was very it made a lot of careers, including the woman who did Gilmore Girls.
Oh.
Lorelai. Amy Sherman Palladino.
That's I was going to say Pasadena. Amy Burbank Pasadena.
Eddie Burbank Pasadena. Wait, okay, so we can probably only show clips of this, like small clips of this, because I think that he will just claim it.
And so that your blood pressure doesn't rise.
Yeah, we have to monitor, put a blood pressure monitor on the screen.
So that you have time to get over the cringe.
Dude, I'm obsessed with the titles of these: Wild Horses and Wild Ones, two different songs. Wild Horses and Wild Ones.
I think Jacob's so excited right now because he has been dying to listen to more and talk about more.
Jacob's in a warm sweat. It's the sweat that you get when you're excited.
I will say on my own time, I will be watching the Lettuce every day.
Okay, well let's just watch this thing.
Show me Daddy. Cool, man.
We won, you mad. It's
This again.
We won, you mad?
Yeah,
okay,
man,
so now
mad.
it's like, is this the mask off moment where he's like, I mean, we knew this the whole time, but now he's like, we won.
Did you?
But he also made the song about the shooter missing.
Yeah.
He made the You Missed song.
Yep, that's true. Who's you?
That's
the issue. It's shadowboxing.
Woke libs.
It's or the shooter. He's just making a diss track about the shooter, only the shooter.
You know who's the most annoying people in the world? It is libs. Like I'm very much leftist in my ideology, but if Joe Biden won and I went online and went, we won? That is so embarrassing. It's not winning.
That's embarrassing,
No.
yeah.
It's so embarrassing. If Bernie won, who I did align with at the time, I would still not have posted we.
It's
so
it's
sad.
such a weird, like, kind of, it's just like kissing and licking the boot.
Dude,
bottom of the boot.
Me
dude.
and Peyton won. We played together. I was out there on the field.
I mean, even in
we
sports,
won
I would never say we won.
Embarrassing.
Which I think a lot of people do say.
I think I would say we won, like when I talk about the Florida Gators back in the Tim Tebow days. We won a national championship.
You have some regional connection.
Yeah, well, it was like my hometown, so it was like a whole big thing.
You go Gators, chomp chomp.
But
Go
even
Gators, chomp,
then,
chomp.
sometimes sports fans take it a little too far as if they did play.
Yeah.
They're like, we really hustled out there.
right.
And it's like, wait, what are you talking
I
about?
saw
Wearing a sports jersey is cosplay. That is what it is. It's not like
I haven't really worn one, but I kind of want to, other than Troy Bolton's jersey, of course.
that's
representing my Wildcat King.
that's me actually.
I saw, like, I follow like some NBA trainers on Instagram, And sometimes they'll be like, hey, this kid is like a really highly ranked recruit in like the class of 2027 or something. And like they're going to, probably play when you're in college and then go to the NBA. And they'll just show they're just doing their workout. And it's usually like, check out this 7-foot child who's incredible at basketball and is going to take over the world someday. And then there's always a guy in the comments who's like, he needs to work on his shooting form.
Oh yeah, sure.
And then I click and it's just a dude.
Yeah, it's
like a random dude.
It's never KG.
No.
It's never Shaq.
It's never, never. And Shaq couldn't talk, right?
Yeah, Shaq.
And he will though. Shaq will talk.
Oh yeah.
He'll talk and he couldn't shoot himself out of a paper
You can say
bag.
literally anybody's the GOAT in any sport.
But then again,
no.
Shaq can shoot better than me, probably.
You shoot better than that commenter.
Yeah.
Okay, so we won.
We won. You mad?
Well, it should be the Republicans won, you're sad. Which he is going to rhyme, by the way, because that's the only way to think of.
Oh, of course, there's only so many rhymes. I mean, it's like Rhyme Zone only goes so far.
I'm glad.
Rhymezone.com.
It's red.
So sad.
What you called it.
It just never. Look at that one kid.
You lose so sad. The mix is really rough. Could you put the closed captions on?
Yeah.
By the way, there's already a song called Daddy's Home and it's by Usher and it's extremely sexual.
This one's already pretty sexual too.
Yeah, I'm
Why you made the song? Choose a different name.
Daddy's Home is crazy.
Yeah.
Call it He's Back. The king, the crown. The king has the crown.
King is returned to his what?
Do a medieval theme.
Dude, I just can't get it. It's just like such a little submissive
I
way
know.
to do it.
It's my little daddy
Daddy's
is back.
home.
And then he's like, you mad?
Okay, let's just, let's keep an open mind.
I can take a bath in your tears. That's a fact. You got lipstick all on your beard. You're a man. That is cap. That is cap. Cap.
Oh, I don't want I don't want to get caught up in racial conflict or whatever. Unlike you, Anastasia.
Mm-hmm, I love it.
This video is really doing nothing for the claims that white people can dance. That was rough. There was an entire crowd. That was an indictment of all of Middle America.
But
People
the thing
dancing
is,
like that.
if I'm choosing someone to do my rap song with me,
Sure.
I'm not going to choose Roseanne Barr.
So like when your favorite political party, which is just a ridiculous concept to me, but is it like you drive outside of the lanes?
Mm-hmm.
That's like kind of what you do.
That's cool because daddy's home. Because my little daddy is home to tickle my
What did
belly.
he say? He said something else that I loved.
As my father would say when he has road rage, what are you doing? Landing a
he
plane?
already hit the. It's like, dude, it's like such a pander, dude. Like he hit the transphobia so quick
and not well. Do you know what I mean? As in, when I say well, I mean like when you criticize, air quotes, whatever, the idea is that like, if you don't come from a place of authority or you don't have any information, or like if it's a joke, you need to say it from a place of experience or like information. You can tell if somebody's like lightly like offensive joke, if they know people of that community or something, you can always tell. And it also just needs to be, if you're gonna be a weird hog like Monfrere here, you have to do something new. The joke was bearded.
You've got lipstick in your beard. And
they
then
would make this joke in the
200
Yeah, he
times.
hit the bearded lady shit like he's a fucking hear ye carnival barker from like 1492.
He's like, these are some Shakespeare jokes. What are you doing, brother? And we're supposed to sit back, and the idea is that we are listening to this, the enemy, and just being like, fuck, daddy's home.
I'm bathing it. They're bathing in my tears, which I have for certain.
I
though.
don't know if they get that we're laughing at them.
So my thing is like, if you're a grifter, you don't care, right? Because it's just like, there's someone who's like kind of taking the bait, and then you're just making money off of the ad revenue.
There's a
right?
reason you pivoted away from the thing you used to make immediately after one.
And this is
video.
fun. You have a little fun to do. I imagine you have yourself a little parade. It's like
talk
you have
about
a
your
little
daddy.
have a little birthday party for yourself.
Yeah, that is what this is.
Yeah, it's like
Spider-Man comes.
It's like when any professional sports team wins some kind of championship in Philadelphia and they burn down the city. That's what this is.
right.
But they're not brave enough.
Yeah.
The greatest
Philadelphia, the city where all guns and drugs and everything is legal.
Oh yes,
and
I've been
it's-
hearing about this. The experiment.
Oh no.
It's always gunny.
That sounds like a Purge style movie.
The
Experiment.
It's just a clinical trial.
They try to cancel me and say that I'm a racist. Got a mean hook, they can't get me with that jam.
Wait, was it? Roseanne Barr sounds like Daddy Brown.
I'm a racist. Daddy, cancel me.
He's like the untalented.
Bologna.
You know what's weird about this, I will say, is that of all of the people like this, I do not believe that Roseanne Barr is a grifter. The amount of her career that she has destroyed.
Yeah.
And then she is just a resentful, bitter racist.
Yeah.
And there is, in a pure old school racist sense, where it's nothing to do with their, like at this point, nothing to do with their life experience or the background. They got really rich doing something and they already had terrible opinions, came back, has apparently just always been a nightmare to work with. And now they're insane. There's nothing to redeem here, nothing to change. But you guys see any of her special? Maybe 2 years ago or something.
No.
What did she get canceled for originally? Why did people call her a racist? I don't remember.
Being offensive because you can't handle it.
I actually don't remember the specifics, but
they were going to reboot. They canceled Roseanne Tuesday morning after the show's lead left a series of racist tweets the night prior,
and then they killed her off in Roseanne, which is pretty.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. So she wasn't racist. She was just referring to former Obama aide Valerie Jarrett as the offspring of the Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
so not racist.
The offspring of a planet. Okay, that doesn't really make any sense. They're so bad at this. They're so bad. I'll say it. I could be a better racist. I think I've got the hard way.
And Wanda Sykes was a consulting producer on this too. So
I just look. Actually, something I will say is that I'm not like generally an advocate for. Like blanketly saying that people's like output online or often not jokes, but like, you know, when Shane Gillis got fired from SNL for like doing it, it's like, okay, well that was like not a great bit and so, but also this is not indicative of something bigger. Like they're not getting rid of Shane because he'll put a bunch of offensive accents in SNL. It's an optics thing, and that's fine. SNL is a show and a business, and they can choose to do that. But I think there's like this weird disconnect for people where when you are so team sports oriented and you are ousted from something, you think it is about that.
Yeah.
Like the distribution network for Roseanne did not get rid of you because they care about the snowflakes and the soy feelings. They got rid of you because you're going to make them get less money and more harassment.
Yeah.
They don't care about me. They don't care about anyone. If the actual cultural consensus was just this stuff and if the viewing audience all aligned with this stuff, then this would be the media that came out.
Yeah.
But there's a reason that all of the grifters pivot from doing kind of usually like mainstream media stuff. Ben Shapiro was an aspiring screenwriter. He's from LA. He burned out, did dog shit. Steven Crowder tried to be an actor, flamed out, did a bunch of dog shit. I think Jordan Peterson was born in that same pit that they got the orcs out of. And they dig through a bunch of dirt and grime and they found him and he's like, the liberal. Get me out of the mud. I want to fight Treebeard.
I found the tweet. It's
right.
It's literally what they said. I don't know why they don't quote the tweet in some of these articles, but it's Muslim Brotherhood ampersand Planet of the Apes had a baby equals VJ Valerie Jarrett.
That's basically such a boomer format.
It's like such a, I guess because she's also just like, it's just like, it's just saying all the words, just like the word soup on Twitter, where it's like George Soros, blah, blah, blah.
And that's why
microchips.
It has to be, you notice how like generally, and I'm probably as guilty as anything, I'm like so content pilled or whatever, but so often when people are arguing online, the comparisons they make are never of like life experience or policy or so-and-so. It's pop culture references. Because these people are so screen maxed, they're like so brain broken that that's life. What you consume and how you consume it is life. Like the Lib Rebellion is, well, I listen to Pod Save America to save people. That's what I do. If I were to listen to a different show, people might die. It's the thing you consume is that's the victory in somehow.
Yeah.
That's virtuous. I watch Ted Lasso because I'm a positive person.
I'll say it. I own a friend of the pod shirt.
That's fine. I mean, I have no issue with that joke. It is like the way people talk.
I bought it like when the show came out, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool." I mean, but it's fine. I guess
it's what you're doing with it. Just like if you listen to like, I don't know, if you listen to Taylor Swift because you enjoy the music, or you listen to Taylor Swift because you think it will heal world starvation or something. You're like, wait, that's not what the mission of it is. That's not how that works.
I think it's like I think everybody has their own journeys with these things too. And I don't even know.
I think it's just a case of how much harm you do with it, right?
I do think, like, to your point, Jordan, like, when people get so deep into the go team mentality when it has to do with politics or anything that actually impacts people's lives, they go so hard into it that they think, you know, they're making a difference by making this rap video.
I just don't understand what this accomplishes.
But I bet Roseanne, I don't know about Tom MacDonald, but I bet Roseanne thinks that she's changing hearts and minds to her side.
Again, she's like content broken. That's all that matters. It isn't like policy, or it isn't lives changing.
It's like, it's interesting because she, even if she's not a racist, like in the traditional sense, I mean, you could make a compelling argument, you know, but
the puzzle pieces are there.
The puzzle pieces are there, but I at the very least, like, if you compare, like, I wonder what people think, because it's like immediately people get very defensive with like free speech, blah blah blah. But it's like if you compare a black person to an ape, it's like this is a famous
planet of them.
It's like this is a famous racist like caricature and trope, and you're engaging in that, and whether you did it on purpose or not, yeah, people are gonna call that racist. Like, you can't be surprised.
And it's kind of the like,
it's like one of the most famous
anymore.
Like racist things.
It's one of the first ones.
Yeah.
It's like, instead of trying to understand your own inherent biases and like deep-seated feelings, because that's such an old racist thing, instead of being like, oh shit, like, yeah, I recognize that that's inside me somewhere.
Yeah.
Just
Valerie Jarrett is what is their ethnicity even? They're Iranian.
See,
so now I don't even know what this is.
Iran's one of the ones those guys don't know about. Yeah. That's like is that Polish? What is that, Iraq? Is that a city in Iraq?
That's where the Muslim Brotherhood stuff comes from.
That just is.
I'm still trying to.
I'm not offended because I don't understand. It's like
truly,
difficult
I
to
just
trace.
don't even like. I just say, wow, that's crazy.
I think why the default for so many people has been like transphobia, especially lately as it's been pushed arbitrarily. Transphobia is like intuitive for these guys because they don't interface with it. They don't think about it at all. Like, also, that's shadowboxing. That's a fake target. Like, anytime somebody online is trying to be transphobic, they get cooked by trans people. Because overwhelmingly, the people making those jokes or trying to are dumb as bricks.
Well, and they also just, like you're saying, don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's like, oh, these bearded ladies. And then, like, there's like a trans woman with a beard will be like, yeah. Why is it fucking, that I am doing that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, you wear a dress. Like, yes.
Yes, I do.
Fuck. Shit.
Okay. Yeah. Valerie Jarrett, light-skinned black woman who was born in Iran. So that's, I think, where the ingredients came from for the, like, quite literally just like putting two and two together, PB&J.
It's a baby racism.
Like, it's just so straightforward. I thought there was more to it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, like, if I, like Tom MacDonald, it's like, his Maple Leaf Canada hair, short man, which actually is pretty good.
They tried to cancel me and say that I'm a racist. Okay, that did happen.
They won. They succeeded, I would say, actually.
Got a mean hook. They can't get me with that jab. Okay, that's a vaccine thing. It's really, it's like a bingo. You know what I mean? Like I feel like,
vaccine.
okay, mark the jab. It's okay, jab.
Cool.
That's actually a fun Tom
That is-
MacDonald
Tom
bingo.
MacDonald
Not a bad
bingo is
idea.
not a bad
We can just
idea.
use the same one every time.
2 genders. Oh, cross it off.
But they can, in both of their verses, it's like, come on, have some variety.
Well, it's because he wrote it for her.
You get that pap. Oh, and then they also talk about try and take away my rights to go and say this. So
Free speech.
So she's talking about free speech, but it's funny that she says take away my rights because
That would be fucked up.
because I think something that happened at the Supreme Court recently did take away some rights. But
there's
not
only-
the speech ones, I guess.
That's the one. That's the right. That's the right, and then
Also,
everything else.
I
is
will never. Maybe it's just I am too pedantic and like technical correctness matters to my brain. But like whenever, how can you say take away my right to say this? Well, you still have the right to say it, and you're saying it right now. And then there's a random Eminem reference for no reason. Screw Eminem, bitch, I'm Roseanne. But I do think that Eminem's probably said some bad stuff about Roseanne. I would not be surprised. He said a lot of bad things about a lot of women. He said bad things about Hillary Clinton, in fact.
He was a big Eminem fan, and then Eminem spoke
Eminem
poorly
went woke.
about him, right?
Eminem
Eminem
you're
went
bad at
woke.
rapping and you're weird.
Yeah, he
It's
was
funny
like,
'cause,
get away
like-
from me.
Don't say that. No free speech.
It's funny. It's so funny because Eminem has said so many incredibly heinous things to like even argue that like Eminem's going woke just because he doesn't like your favorite, because he doesn't like Daddy.
Yeah, he doesn't
Like
want to.
it's so
Because he doesn't want to get his a little kiss on the forehead when he goes to sleep.
The
Daddy.
famous line from this is, why'd they try to turn Becky into Dan? Becky and Dan are both characters from the Roseanne TV show.
Oh,
but
thank
they
you.
didn't do that.
This is an unannotated Genius page because no one cares about the song. Actually,
we have cracked more about the lyrics to the song than anyone.
Becky, Dan is Becky's father.
okay, so we don't. So now you're looking too far into it.
You know, she probably doesn't know that. She's probably misremembering it.
Okay,
Like
okay,
she's
good
just
point.
going girl name, boy name.
Yeah.
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 Adam and Steve, right?
Okay, now we can play the song some more because now we'll know what she's saying.
With the facts. Why they trying to turn Becky into Dan? You get
So are they shooting us?
Yeah.
She looks so lost. Her mouth is just opened in a bunch of these, just staring.
shave your head and wear a shirt that says you're woke. If you can handle a lot of facts and make up lies about it, say goodbye to Joe, your daddy's coming home. We won.
Wait,
So
okay.
there's
can we
not a
pause?
person who's like a fanatical fan of Joe Biden. Like there's no, that person just does not exist.
That's so much the case that they destroyed the campaign.
Yeah.
by
Can we look
keeping
at
her
the
around.
lyrics again?
That's so funny.
So crazy. Like they
so
think we call him daddy.
It's such shadow boxing. It's like this other thing. The you in this, the second person referred to in these things, does not exist.
Hey, is he in the room right now with you? Is the fan of Joe Biden? Can you see him?
It's like the mysterious like libs of TikTok like villain.
That's
so
why they have to use
daddy
the same
is
memes.
Joe Biden.
Well, no. They
That's
say now
my
your
dad.
daddy's home. Your daddy.
No,
So-
they say
Say goodbye to Joe.
Your daddy's coming
oh, it's
home.
my dad.
So who?
Trump is coming home because you have to say goodbye to Joe.
He's saying Trump's your daddy now.
Wait,
Yeah.
does he?
I
mean-
thought say goodbye to Joe because he's going back to your house.
Oh,
but
yeah.
but
No,
I'm
no.
probably wrong.
No, I think daddy's home because they keep saying we won and stuff.
Shave
It's
your
so
head and
weird.
wear a shirt that says you're woke.
What does that mean?
Shave your head.
I do like gang
He was
signs at
bold.
the end. Now your daddy's home. Gang signs.
Gang signs. Now your daddy's home. Gang signs.
Does anyone
Is
like?
this the gang sign they were talking about?
It is so incredibly cringe to like flip off a camera.
It's tough.
in
dude.
2025
Come on, man.
and try to like look cool.
I would do it as a joke, but it's too embarrassing.
It's like hilarious.
It's like calling somebody a poopy head.
I'm making the no symbol
You
with my
mad?
hand.
Well, you mad?
You can pay me an amount to have Roseanne shake her rump next to my head.
I was just gonna say her like grinding her ass on him is very.
You mad?
I am mad and I'm uncomfortable.
I'm gonna shave my head.
Screw you, Eminem. I'm Roseanne.
We laugh, we wave the flag. Now your daddy's home. We won. You mad?
My daddy.
It's so funny because he's Canadian. It gets me every time.
Well, that's why it's our daddy. It can't be his.
Right.
Also, he
This is
just
Justin
says
Trudeau.
wave the flag, so it could be applied to any country.
Right.
Or
we
function.
don't know who is going to replace Justin Trudeau.
That's true.
We don't know who's going to win the election.
Oh my God.
Or I guess we know who's going to replace Justin Trudeau, but we don't know who's going to win.
He's going to do a Canadian remix of this song, just like
God bless America. Or, what's the song? It's proud to be a Canadian.
Because at least
No, it's not even proud to be a Canadian. It's, I'm proud to be in Canada.
Sorry. I'm on a trip with my school. I wanted to see the leaves. They're
that's
so cool.
awesome.
I like leaves.
What are the so how many comments? Let's play the game. How many comments until I'm a 74-year-old?
I don't normally
retired. I don't
like
normally like
this
hip hop
kind of
music.
Who comments the top ones like they're pissed and the ha pin doesn't count?
The fact that is
They got
wow.
owned.
I was not expecting Roseanne to blatantly say "screw you, Eminem." I actually spit out my water.
It's just so vanilla. It's so weird to see someone being like, huh, can you handle this? Like, it's like you might as well comment on like an episode of Caillou.
Roseanne.
Can you handle? It's just such a funny like.
The not on my bingo card thing is such a like joke for me and my friends.
Right.
Not
but
what I
being like,
thought.
Roseanne and Eminem beef was not my 2025 bingo card.
2025 trash fire moment.
Crazy how I grew up watching her show in the 90s and now I see her on a rap music video.
That is really crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, this is like when we, if we do an episode with like a friend of ours and they're like, I can't believe they know each other.
I never knew seeing
Crossover.
Roseanne with long braids was something I needed in my life.
Oh, that's sad.
Why? Why do you need
that's sad to hear. I'm sorry.
Roseanne Barr becoming a rap star, bars, was not on my 2025 bingo
Oh,
card.
that dude, stop. Read the comments before you
This
comment
is like
something.
Ruth Conda forever, dude.
Wow, there's still no...
This is the kind of crossover I can really get behind. Yeah, there's actually
That's all this is.
This is actually somehow missed retirees. Like,
Go,
go Roseanne, finally your turn, mama.
Oh, she's married
No,
to...
she didn't.
No, she didn't. Wow.
what?
She's so quirky. I love her.
No, she didn't continue being on Roseanne.
Dude, she has that. No way she has that bag of chips on her head.
Dude, she's so random.
If this could have been performed at the inauguration, it would have been insanely epic.
Late epic bacon moment.
Now, can we please get Roseanne back on TV? Bro, this is absolutely fire.
Snoop and Martha got competition. I love this collab. Methinks. This is Reddit. It's Reddit wording. You know what I mean?
This is awesome.
But it's
Bacon novels at midnight.
Someone's saying she ate. Who taught you that?
Yeah, come on, brother.
Who taught you that?
Was it someone you were arguing with online?
Oh, here we go. I'm not into rap, but this song perfectly embodies we the people's emotions now.
Wait, whoa. Does that photo of that guy, is he holding a guitar?
Isn't
That's so cool.
Bon Jovi 1987 fan.
Isn't
Is that what you're
Trump
talking about?
actively trying to undo one of the oldest amendments to the Constitution?
But it's
No,
different
but it's different now.
or something. I can't stop sign watching it. Why is there a stop sign? You know when people reply to like somebody, let's just say it's like us. It doesn't happen a lot, but every now and then, one of us will get like a DM or a comment or whatever, and it's like you're just jealous of Ben Shapiro or whatever. And it's like no. If I didn't have any principles, I'm very confident I would make so much money in that bullshit. I could be the Daily Wire guy. I'll dance for him.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, I'm sick of these immigrants too. I can do a fake accent. I can pretend I'm not an immigrant. I can do all this.
Like Tom MacDonald does.
Exactly. The thing that's in our way is we care about things. Like real, actual things.
That's wild though. Or I'm
like-
sorry that happened. Whatever. I
something.
need to say.
We whine, you mad, you cry, we laugh, we wave the flag.
It's just so submissive to be like, or no, but I guess like they're saying your daddy's home, so he's saying Trump is your daddy,
Yeah.
but
But
still,
are they his-
but he's
They're his
but he's
daddy,
also
too.
your daddy. All right, what else we got?
What else you got, Jacob? Go ahead. Take a swing at me. I got a hook.
Tighten this up. Oh yeah. Also, there are lots of new crypto coins associated with Trump and Melania. Of course, there's Trump coin, there's Melania coin. They're official. All of the exchanges are like falling over themselves to list it because it helps legitimize their business. And also, Trump is going to be the one who's hiring the people to regulate and legislate these entities. So,
And he hires based on Google. So
And
whatever
then-
he searches, whatever comes up
and
first.
this is different than Jimmy Carter selling his peanut farm. Jimmy Carter, he was trying to make money hand over fist, and Trump doing this crypto thing, he's just trying to do something good for everybody.
trying to make new money so you can buy the
He's trying
things
to
you
make
need.
new money for
Come
all of
on.
himself and all of the people who
Stop asking
insiders.
about fixing the infrastructure in your state. Stop asking me for health insurance. I made a meme of my wife that you could buy for some reason.
I don't follow any crypto stuff or Trump stuff on Twitter,
Brokey.
but
Broke-ass.
but when I
Unlucky.
logged on to Twitter yesterday, I kept getting in my feed all these tweets where it's like, do not buy this other Trump coin. That one's not official. Buy this one.
That
This
one's a bad
official.
idea.
We already talked about the Trump NFT collection.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, and
Those are at least funnier. You know what? I feel like people are overly generous about this. I hope you lose all your money. I hope it destroys your life. I don't fucking care. You're weird. Darwinism.
I think, to play Angel's advocate once again.
I'm the bad boy. Give me a leather jacket.
I'll say that I don't want everybody to lose all their money.
Yeah, no.
But I just don't, I think financial literacy is something that is not readily available and taught to people, and maybe they want to believe what they're being told.
Oh, yeah. No, everybody
Well,
makes horrible
also-
financial choices, but not everybody can align with the philosophy that you should kill people that are different than you.
Well, because also you're hearing all these, even though people know, because the Melania one is overtly a meme, even on the website for it.
It has the description of a meme at the bottom, which
Yeah.
is so
Yeah.
helpful for me.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's well, yeah, it's a meme, but I keep hearing about all these people making all this money, so this will be my ticket.
Problem solved.
Yeah.
Which is,
But then actually you are those people's exit liquidity. You are those
Oh.
people's, the money that those people are using to actually cash in.
how
all
many
their-
times does this have to
Every
happen?
every time happens over and over and over
But
again
this-
until the rich people have extracted every last dime poor people have. And it's it should not work that way, but
fucking
okay,
sense,
if
man.
you insist.
What is it, babe? What is this yeah, but this time mindset? What is this you had 4 years of your material conditions not improving at all, only getting worse. And then you got another 4
But
years of
that's
being
because
ignored.
the Dems were stopping Trump
Oh,
from
and
doing
then the Dems
everything
were
he
powered.
wanted.
It just was stagnant. And then we're like, well, we should bring Trump in, and then they can be also bad.
But
It's no, all these people hate you, and it sucks. But he's not your dad.
I'm me when I'm not Eric. Or the other one.
the Baron.
There's actually a really funny quote from Ivana Trump, his previous wife,
Right.
her memoir, where he says, "Don't name my son after me. What if he's a nerd?"
Dude, it happened. He knew.
He knew.
He had it behind him, man.
This is a tale as old as time with MLMs and mail order scams, and these scams have been happening forever, and I feel like this is the exact same thing, the crypto, where it's you get rich quick. That's why it's called that.
Somebody has to not, because otherwise you'd be splitting it up.
Yeah.
There are, benefits of crypto. However, all of these projects are not actually doing anything. They're literally just created to extract money from you by people who already hold the cards, and they present it as an opportunity. They present it as an investment when in reality it's a casino where the house always wins. That's
Yes.
kind of how
Yeah.
you should think about it.
There's a reason that they aren't just launching it and calling Bold Coin or Silver Cash. They are calling it a meme thing that you like.
Mm-hmm.
If I go to a casino and I have a choice between 3 slot machines and one of them's Indiana Jones themed, I'll be like, I'll do that one.
Yeah.
I'm a little nerd. I like that. Ooh, The Sopranos. It's not they are treating you like a baby.
And
They're
I have the
Paw
same
Patrol.
financial advice that I would for the people who bet the house on Pokemon cards. It's the same amount. Maybe it's not the same, but it's a equal degree of financial risk that many people are engaging in that can't afford to lose out on that risk. And it's like, that's very scary and very irresponsible. But
I mean, I will angel advocate, I guess. When I say obviously, like, I hope your lives are destroyed, you lose all your money. I'm not speaking about the people who are only being manipulated, think they're populists, and like genuinely out of desperation are trying to generate revenue. That makes sense, and it is a lack of financial education, which is itself a deliberate choice on the part of U.S. institution to keep people stupid so they can't help. The TurboTax lobbies against simplifying tax language. These are all real things. It's actually insane.
true.
You know what? I think this is a good point that while we go through all of this, it's really important to keep in mind that it is institutions or like the powers that be that we should be targeting and blaming, not individuals. Because I think it's so easy to be like, you voted for Trump, you're a fucking monster. And it's like, whatever, if you're mad about that, that is your right. You can do that. But
and plenty of people are, and that's fine.
Recognize that that person is being played by the powers that be just as much as everyone else is.
And also, whenever, you know, like Joe Biden says he's going to do something and then doesn't do it, that's also the public being played, you know? And so,
and for the same reasons, they're all just doing it for wealth and power.
Because the allegiance is to wealth and power and not to the constituents of like the American public. And that's where they're, which is the system it's like the system working as intended, so to speak, but it's like not the system as we want it to work.
Not as
advertised. As advertised, yeah. It's not working as advertised.
And I get it. Like, I do understand that people are like, well, wait, my well-being and conditions have not improved under like X or Y person. They must not be competent. And I think that is a very naive way of looking at it.
It's just like, how it's always worked, though, because that's why politics is such a pendulum, because this is going to happen again. Like, or, you know, barring Trump pulling out some crazy shit in terms of
being president for life
and that kind of stuff. But outside of that, it's always like the person who is president, the incumbent, they go, okay, well, eggs are still expensive and they were supposed to get cheaper. So what gives?
Yeah.
Right. And so that is a thing that you can push off that reality to a boogeyman only so long. The caravan of immigrants, it's right at the border. Remember that? Like, they're going to invade and it's going to be so many immigrants.
It's a really slow caravan.
It's going to be like Call of Duty zombies, but like immigrants.
But they're that like, type of zombie that lumbers slowly, not the ones that run.
Right, so. And they're like right at the border. I cannot stress this enough. They're like so close.
Turns out we have a wall. We have a big fence, so they couldn't get in, but they could have.
Oh my God, we were so close. Thank God, though, that and no, it hasn't been here the whole time. Actually, I made it just in time. I did a Fortnite build, actually, where I was able to construct the wall right in the right. Quickly, I was able to do it.
That's a really nice visualization for what happened with the TikTok ban, which we don't have to go into because it's old news at this point.
Well, it's like, TikTok ban. I mean, TikTok still can't come back on the App Store until... I don't know when. What's the deal with the TikTok being back in the App Store? I don't know why people uninstall the app. That was a thing that was like telegraphed as hell. Because like Biden leaving and then Trump coming in, Trump was already like, I'm gonna, postpone the ban for 90 days or something like that while we figure this out.
Like figure what out?
And then but we like knew that was happening, and then they did the thing where like it was like a fake out for babies where they're like, oh, it's closing down. It's closing and I'm closing the door.
I pray
and it's closed and it's
where's daddy?
And it's closed. Everyone's asleep. Okay, it'll be down while everyone in America's asleep. Everyone's up. It's back. Wow, Trump saved it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I gotta say, man, we had plenty of friends that did it. I felt like I was going insane. Like everybody posting, like, yeah, dude, the good ship TikTok. I'm like, did you believe in Y2K? Do you think the Paw Patrol are the real police?
Well, no, but the thing.
What is? You guys know this is a trick, right?
No.
Do you think Triple H really didn't know he was going to win that?
And like, there is still stuff that needs to be figured out for TikTok, and obviously, it's not been added back to the the App Store, but at the very least, we knew it wasn't going down. At least according to what everyone said, TikTok prematurely put it down just to put that statement up.
Yeah.
It's like
Exactly.
Like it wasn't even the day that they said it was gonna have to go down.
It's just so funny to look at something like that and be like, wait, this is how a lot of people, and it's like this isn't something you should have to consider. We should not live in a world where these are the kind of things you have to be aware of. Like if the ideal world is where no one has to consider policy or philosophy. It's just people live pleasant lives. But if you do, the things you should have to think about should be local politics, right? Local lobbying, who do I help state by state, if that's the kind of stupid shit you care about. Really, it should just be like everyone's treated well nationally. Whatever. I'm insane. There's leave the EU. I don't know. you fucking idiots. There is no way that if you just even like kind of like skeptically, like a little bit close, you're just like, yeah, I guess the government's just banning TikTok. And you're like, with no resistance. No, man. This is like, yeah, I guess like somebody shoots an alley-oop and you go like, I'm not going to dunk it. We're like, this was a free dub. Like, why would they not do it? It's like, so I don't know, man.
It's funny of how many times this is flip-flopped too, because on a previous episode, I alluded to the fact that TikTok was probably going to get banned. And the thing that changed was that Trump started saying he wasn't going to ban it.
Well, and he was like, had a very good conversation with
Mr. Talk.
He said the United States of America. No, you were saying that. Sorry.
No. Oh, wait. Okay. So one thing I sent to Jacob this morning, imagine myself, I sent it to Anastasia this morning. I hadn't watched the Daddy's Home music video, but I got sent, like someone on Instagram sent me this, and I was like, what am I looking at? While I'm like wiping the crust from my eyes.
It's what I sent you on Instagram.
So
We want you mad. It's done. Too bad. Ooh, so sad.
Okay.
We want you
The caption is dancing to Daddy's Home all the way in Africa.
So they're in Africa somewhere.
But then I have so many questions. But yes, Tom MacDonald did post this to his Instagram story.
This is from him?
Yeah.
That's weird. Oh, it's from Hangover Gang.
Unreal. Look at the impact Daddy's Home is having all over the world.
What is that? Go ahead.
And then he goes, today is the last day your downloads of Daddy's Home count on Billboard. Please get it today. This is like, here are the ways to stream Yummy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Family Matters is live now. If you could boost that shit so I can own Kendrick.
You can just play it in the background if you want. Just please, anything. Come on.
Put it on cycle while you sleep. That would be really cool.
I just don't know what I'm looking at.
And why are they wearing pink? And
it doesn't feel like it matters. There is like a photo of Trump on that poster board.
But we can't read it.
Yeah.
Also, if you separate this from like national sentiment, it's kind of just a song about your dad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, and I don't.
They love Roseanne.
Like, I don't know that the song is like, is it, am I like, oh, it does say Daddy's Home America.
That's too big a poster for too little of text.
Right?
That's a lot of space. Yeah, I'm actually really mad and I'm sad and I don't wave a flag.
Go cry.
Okay.
If you're sad, you should go cry.
Bathe in my tears.
Watching that video and crying.
Well,
isn't the idea here is like he's dressed as a clown.
Yeah.
Did they trick him?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
Are they making fun of America or are
the
they
message is lost
Trump?
on me? Let me tell you that.
Should I reach out to my brother and be like, are you guys doing this?
I mean, this is definitely not Kenya, right? Or maybe it is. I don't know.
Let me check with my powers.
But anyway, that was fun and everything's great.
And I'm crying and I'm mad and I don't wave the flag.
And I'm so sad.
Dude, somebody post a reaction gif.
We shouldn't have tried to cancel Roseanne.
I shouldn't have gotten annoyed about the show.
Anyway, I hope everybody's doing okay out there.
Yeah, we're trying to have a little fun with it. Obviously, it is a lot of very horrific news. We wanted to give you...
and it's constant.
Acknowledging it, but also giving you a little levity. Support those around you.
Yeah, I mean, stay focused, stay local if you need to. Start local. Local communities, important, it matters.
And don't feel guilty if you just completely need to shut down. If it just is overwhelming. Obviously, don't blame yourself for any of that.
Yeah.
Anastasia.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, no, I was just going to say goodbye.
Oh.
Goodbye, except not goodbye.
Because we're going to go over to Sad Boyz Nightz and it's so funny. this is like a dark podcast, and then we're like, we're on Sad Boyz Nightz. We're gonna look at Oscar. It's Oscar season, and we gotta have some balance.
A little bit of bounce. If you fancy it, and
then what else we got over there? We're doing that, and then playing some games, goofing and gaffing, and having a laughing.
Yeah.
We're watching the show Laugh-In, which is
from the 70s.
From the 70s, famously, Ronald Reagan was a guest. Was on that show, I think.
Oh shit!
Can we Google it? Was Ronald Reagan on Laugh-In, or was it Nixon?
It was Rogan.
Was
Nixon, who's not a crook?
Not a crook.
I keep bringing this up, but he resigned so that he wouldn't be impeached, which I think is so funny.
So he is not a crook.
He is not a crook.
He fact and logic them.
No one today would ever resign. Yeah, Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. Put Nixon, because I don't think it's Reagan. I think it's Nixon.
Maybe it was Nixon. It was Nixon. Damn it.
Which president?
It was Nixon before he was president.
Oh, and he was still a streamer.
All right, I tried to make a little reference, but I said the wrong president.
God damn it.
Okay, we're gonna shoot Jarvis.
We end every episode of Sad Boyz. Well, we are currently shooting me with 3 cameras.
Come on, man.
Boom, boom, boom. We end every episode of Sad Boyz by being shot by cameras.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
It's open carry for cameras. All right. We're card carrying camera holders. All right.
We're not holding them. They're on tripods.
They're being held by professionals, sharpshooters of cameras.
Blah, blah, blah.
Of cameras.
Jacob,
all right?
the Chris Kyle of engineering.
That's the sound of a camera shutter.
Yes. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
We love you.
And we're sorry. Boom.
I went to the year 2000. Not much has changed because it is right
That
now.
was the year 3000, you stupid idiot.
Come on, mate. That song, I remember being explicitly the very first time in my life I was a pedantic little shit. Not much has changed, but you live underwater.
And your great-great-great-granddaughter? I think there'd be a few more greats if it's 1,000 years in the future, all right?
Think about that. I'm just getting beaten up.
Gucci girl, how you doing? How you moving, girl? Moving, girl. How's your day looking? That future girl, yeah, we on now. Take my money, go away, all you want it.
Girl, too rich for me.